Assalamualaikum.
Oh. You may like to introduce yourself to all of us.
My name is Hina Akbar. I belong from district Umarkot, located in Sindh. I have done my early education from Hyderabad, and after that I moved to Karachi for my college. I did my college from Nixer College, and then I did my bachelor's in accounting and finance from Institute of Business Administration, Karachi. I currently worked as FX dealer in treasury and global markets at HBL.
So you come from basically rural Sindh. Tell us the profile of the province of Sindh.
If I talk about Sindh, then it's basically divided into two parts. One is rural Sindh, and then it's the urban Sindh. The areas located in rural Sindh are basically the areas which are jointly towards Thar Desert, and this is particularly where I belong from. And then there's Upper Sindh, where areas like Nawab Shah, Shikarpur, and those are located. The infrastructure varies from cities to cities. Some of the cities are very developed, be it Karachi, be it Hyderabad, be it Markaz or Thatta. But then there are also other cities where basic facilities and infrastructure is not that good. So I believe that it's a mix of every aspect which we can find here.
What is the function of dealer?
So basically, as a dealer, we look after FX sales. So we have exporters, importers, and remittances coming towards us, and then we convert their respective proceeds into, if they need from dollar to PKR, then we do that for them. But then again, that depends on the market dynamics and what is happening in the economy. Or if there's an importer, then they bring us their LCs or their respective deal which they have to do, and then we deal accordingly. So basically, it's a transaction from PKR to any respective currency which they want.
How do you see the future of coal in Thar coal deserts?
Sir, the project has been going on for a while now, and I believe that it has a future lying there. The quality of coal is also very good, which could be used to improve our energy requirements also. And there has been major development, and the project has been going on. They have been locating people, and they have been building their fields also. So I believe that the future is kind of bright there, and they can work towards a better energy framework.
What is the Abraham Accord?
Sir,
People listening about it.
Abraham Accord was basically, I'm not exactly sure, but I think it was a conciliation between Arab states and I'm not sure of the other party. I'm sorry.
Okay, just to give us a short review of the state of economy of Pakistan.
So currently, the state of economy is basically not doing up to its par. We are facing multiple issues at our hand, and that issues could be our balance of payment crisis. That issue could be our circular debt, and that issue could be our balance of payment includes current account balance. Our exports are relatively lesser than how much we are importing. So we are an import-based country, so that's affect us. And along with that, I believe that an economic condition has a lot to do with what's happening in the country politically. So we have we have witnessed multiple cycles through which the exchange rate is very unstable. And currently we are going through one. The dollar came from 295 to 285, and now there's an upward trend again, because we have major oil payments going on in the market right now. So all of that accumulates to our economic problem. Eventually, it affects our foreign exchange reserves. So I believe that a certain right measure would make the way better for us.
Thank you. Please.
Where are mangrove forests?
Sorry, sir, I don't know.
How crucial is the role of PAS in the governance of the state?
PAS,
Pakistan Administrative Service, which is your first choice.
Yeah. So basically, Pakistan Administration Service recruits people who are responsible for administration. It starts from the smaller scale to a larger scale. And I believe that when it comes to governance or when it comes to any bigger concept, the difference comes from what you do on a small scale. It's basically a smaller change which leads to a bigger positive change. So it has a lot to do with the kind of policies that are being implemented, the people who are being recruited, and the kind of work they do. So administration is part of the governance. So a better administration would lead to a good governance for sure.
What are the issues about the national policy, you see, in its formulation and its implementation? What are the issues involved in it?
Sir, I believe the main issue which is being faced in the formulation of national policy is consensus. We have various parties and various stakeholders involved who do not form a joint consensus on what policies do they want. And when it comes to implementation, then I think there are barriers when it comes to formulating a policy. It's a stepwise process. You first formulate the policy and then you implement the policy. So there's a lag between those two, and the policies are not being implemented in the right way or at the right time. So I believe the major issue would be the basic consensus of all the stakeholders involved.
What do you know about rainforests?
Rainforest, sir, I cannot recall it right now. I'm sorry.
PCS, that is Customs Department.
Yes.
That is your second choice. What do you know about the working of Customs Department?
Sir, I believe I do not have the exact idea of their job requirement, but if I give an overview, then I believe that they are majorly looking after our everything that is going on through the borders, if I'm right, or anything that has a if I give a broader concept, then it would be looking after the goods coming in and out of the country. That would be one of the aspects. I'm not sure exactly on the others.
Foreign Service of Pakistan.
Yeah.
As a Foreign Service officer, how best you will serve the interest of the country?
Sir, I believe when you're placed in such department, or even despite that department, every civil servant has a responsibility to protect the national interests of the country. But I believe that foreign service plays a huge role in it. And as coming from Pakistan, I believe there are very multiple issues which need to be raised on international levels. So when it comes to the national interest, they should be protected. The sovereignty of the country, the national interest of the country should be the top priority for any person working in the state. Even regardless if you're not working for the state, being a citizen of this country, this is your core responsibility to serve, to protect the national interest and to protect the sovereignty. But when it comes to foreign service, I believe that if I get into foreign service, then I would be responsible for how I portray my country's image at an international level, or how I protect the national interest in a very diplomatic manner.
What are those interests? One is you project the national image fine, and the other, what are other areas in which?
Other areas would include that the kind of issues that we are currently facing, be it the cause of Kashmir, which we need to present internationally and which we need to defend internationally, or be it the wave of Islamophobia which has been going on, protecting internationally, and maintaining our ties regionally.
Okay, commercial interest of the country, trade interests of the country.
Yes.
Economic interests of the country. You like Ishrat Hussain,
Yes,
Mr. Ishrat Hussain. Why?
Sir, one of the main reason was that I attended a few of his sessions which were conducted in IBA, and I was quite impressed by the way he conducted those sessions and the way he talked and expressed his opinion. So we were quite inspired by that. And I've also read about one of his books, so it kind of inspired me to.
He recommended certain administrative reforms.
Yes.
In the administrative machinery of Pakistan.
Yes.
And some have also been implemented.
Yes.
What can you tell us about?
Sir, I haven't read on those reforms.
What do you know about Public Accounts Committee of the Parliament?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not sure of it.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome to CSPs Academy for CSS PMS preparation. CSS PMS तहरीरी इम्तिहान के तमाम मज़ामीन की ऑनलाइन और ऑन कैंपस तैयारी के साथ साथ सब्जेक्ट सिलेक्शन, असाइनमेंट चेकिंग, क्लास टेस्ट, मॉक एग्जाम, इंडिविजुअल टीचर डिस्कशन और फीडबैक सेशन का इनकाद किया जाएगा। इसके अलावा FPSC की तजवीज़ करदा बुक्स से बने मयारी नोट्स और CSP पब्लिशर की बेहतरीन बुक्स मुहैया की जाएंगी।
Hina Akbar, what is the difference between audits and accounts?
Ma'am, accounting is basically a diverse field. When it comes to audit, then audit is basically keeping a check and balance, if I define it in a broader term. And the audit could vary. It has various dimensions. It could be conducted on various platforms. It could be of companies, it could be of banks, or even on the government levels. Accounting, basically, if I may say that accounting is a procedure which goes on to, it could include financial accounting or the way you administer your basic accounting systems. Audit is a check on those systems.
What is the difference between internal audit and external audit?
Internal audit is done by the auditors which are assigned by a company itself, while external audit is done by auditors which are hired outside the company. So that is one of the main difference between both of those.
Why do you need the two?
I think conflict of interest. Because if an internal auditor is working for the company itself, then the report which they're going to formulate and the audit report or the audit opinion they're going to formulate could be biased.
Your third option is foreign service of funds.
Yes.
Can you tell me the difference between an ambassador and a high commissioner?
And I read on it, but I cannot recall it at the moment. I'm sorry.
The government of Pakistan has decided to deport illegal immigrants. What is your take on that?
Ma'am, I believe that it is the right step which the government has decided to do, and we have been catering Afghan refugees for a while now, ever since independence, and I think it is about time that we make decisions which is in a favor of our country. And yes, at the same time, I believe that this process could have been done in a much better way. And right now, ever since they made a policy way back, but right now, ever since they have started doing it, the social and the soft image has been criticized and it has been damaged to some extent. So that could have been saved. But in my opinion, it is the right step, and I think it would lead to better consequences for us as a country.
Who damaged the image?
If I talk about social media, then there has been a lot of criticism on this policy, and people have been comparing, if I go through a Twitter or any social media platform, that people have been comparing our situation to Palestine right now, and that the injustice which has been happening there, we are doing the same. But if we look at the bigger picture, then I believe that it is better for our country, and only if this could have been done in a much informed manner, then it would have been better.
So you think the arguments in the Twitter and the social media are valid?
I believe every person has their own opinion, and if they are expressing their own opinion, and that's right on their part.
You like Ishrat Hussain? You like him in the role as the governor State Bank, or do you like him in his role as a World Bank civil servant, or do you like him as an old CSP?
Ma'am, I think it would be Governor State Bank.
What about his other roles?
He has served well on all of those roles, and I believe that.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
And Jacinda Ardern?
Yes.
What is your take on her resignation from the post?
I'm sorry, I'm not. I haven't read on that.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Hajra.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, Hina, can you tell me commonalities between you and King Akbar? Common things.
Me?
Yes, and King Akbar. the great?
That's the question I would think on. I think that he was a great leader, in my opinion, out of the Mughal, of the Mughal emperors, and he had done great work for that. So I believe that on a smaller scale, that leadership quality is also there in me. One of the commonality would be the name itself. So we share a common name, and the leadership qualities, I would believe.
Okay. Well, what is good governance?
Good governance is basically administration and policies, formulation and their implementation at the right place at the right time. And
And what is rule of law according to you?
rule of law, according to me, is basically any law which has been formulated and any law which goes according to constitution should be followed in the right spirit and the right.
You see, Pakistan and United States of America, both states were British colonies. In United States of America, there's good governance and rule of law, but both the things are absent in Pakistani political system. Can you tell why?
Sir, I believe that it has a lot to do with the political role which has been playing. We haven't had political stability since a very long time, and that was missing since independence. And a democracy or the
Give some solid rationale behind this.
solid rationale behind this would be different. I believe when it comes to political parties, they take their competition to a very negative.
Okay, leave it. Tell. When Arabs came to subcontinent, they captured Sindh. At that time, Sindh was ruled under which dynasty?
I'm not sure of it. I'm sorry.
Okay, can you tell some disorders?
Yes, disorders included bipolar, and
And
there were multiple. There were depression, bipolar, and anxiety, and I cannot recall all of them right now.
okay, thank you.
Elena, let's go. Let's conclude the formal this interview. Now we can discuss and we can give you some informal feedback. You like it? You want it?
Yes,
You will not mind it?
that would be great, please.
Lucky you are that you have 10 days
Yes.
left.
Yes.
ठीक है? There are some positivities, there are some comments.
Yes.
Your personality is fine, you're pleasant है, communication skill ठीक है, pleasant है, you can speak well, body language ठीक है, intelligent भी हो, confidence level knowledge के साथ आता है, knowledge level is need a little bit improve, sitting posture तुम्हारा ठीक है, tone and voice impact ठीक आ रही है, ठीक है?
Okay.
अब ये है कि आपने जो इन चीज़ों पे फोकस करना है वो ये है कि हमें थोड़ा सा नॉलेज गैप नज़र आ रहा है यू दैट आई थिंक यू विल अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम सेइंग
Yes.
ठीक है आप एक तो अपना इंट्रोडक्शन रिकास्ट करें
Okay.
1 पेजर लिखो अपने बारे में
ठीक है.
ठीक है ना सेल्फ अवेयरनेस पे कभी काम किया है
किसने?
सेल्फ अवेयरनेस
जी जी.
ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड योरसेल्फ मेरी वीकनेसेस मेरी स्ट्रेंथ क्या है लेकिन डेलिब्रेट करना है ऐसे लफ्ज नहीं ढूंढने
ठीक.
यू नीड टू सिट एंड डेलिब्रेट ऑन इट देन यू विल बी एबल टू फाइंड आउट कि भाई आपकी इश्यूज क्या है स्टेट ऑफ प्रिपेयर नहीं है आपकी हाफ ऑर्डर्ड स्टेट ऑफ प्रिपेयरनेस है अभी हालत जंग में नहीं आई हैं आप ठीक है ना यू नीड टू फाइट दिस इज अ कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम इफ यू विल प्रिपेयर वेल यू विल गेट मोर अच्छा इसके लिए फिर हम ये आपको सजेस्ट कर रहे हैं कि न्यूज़पेपर रीड करें 1 महीने का अखबार उठाएं अभी यू हैव गॉट टाइम उनको ज़्यादा थोड़ा सा रीड करें इंटरनेशनल न्यूज़ नेशनल इकोनॉमिक सोशल इश्यूज इनको ज़्यादा देख लें फिर ये है कि अभी थोड़ा सा टाइम है तो एक नोटबुक बना लें समथिंग लाइक नोटबुक होती है पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन आप करती हैं तो एक पेज पे सिर्फ एक इशू नीचे 4-5 पॉइंट बस ठीक है ना जैसे थारकोल की बात है 1 2 3 4 इकोनॉमी की बात है 1 2 3 4 यू विल गेट ऑल दीज आंसर तो वो लेके उनको डेली बेसिस पे रिहर्स करें सुबह शाम ये 100 टॉपिक पे आपने विद इन नेक्स्ट 24 आवर्स इसके पॉइंट लिख लेने ठीक है उनको रिहर्स करना है so that when you are in an interview तो at least आपके पास कोई points हो to throw. ठीक है ना. अब ये जो है ना एक once or twice तो वो appreciate करते हैं कि she doesn't know she is honest. लेकिन आप कहेंगे बार बार कहेंगे I don't, तो फिर वो impression खराब हो जाता है. ये जो you live here in Islamabad?
No, I'm from Karachi.
कराची में हो. ओके. कब है इंटरव्यू? 14 को यहाँ है कराची में है.
Karachi में.
ओके. यू गो एंड प्रिपेयर योरसेल्फ. जो आपको कहा है ना प्रिपेयर कर लो. ये बस है 10 दिन. यू कैन चेंज द कोर्स ऑफ, वो कहता है ना अपनी जो है ना फ्यूचर का कोर्स चेंज हो जाता है. ठीक है. आपसे
आपका जो है जनरल नॉलेज बहुत वीक है. मैंग्रोव फॉरेस्ट कराची में कोस्ट, कराची की जो कोस्ट है उसमें है ये, वहाँ है मैंग्रोव फॉरेस्ट जो है, और वो नहीं पता. बाकी भी जो है ये देखें ना, आप कस्टम्स का नहीं पता है. आपने कस्टम्स यहाँ लिखी हुई है एंड यू डोंट नो एनीथिंग अबाउट कस्टम्स. तो ये मगर वहाँ आपसे किसी ने पूछा, आप कहेंगे आई डोंट नो, तो वो या वो गलत जवाब दिया. फॉरेन सर्विस ऑफ पाकिस्तान में एक इमेज के अलावा और इकोनॉमिक इंटरेस्ट होते हैं ना. टूरिज्म को आप जो आप प्रमोट कर सकते हैं, इकोनॉमिक इंटरेस्ट है, ट्रेड बिजनेस एक्टिविटीज़ जो है उसको प्रमोट कर सकते हैं. ये जो आपने कहा इशरत हुसैन आपके फेवरेट पर्सनालिटी है, लेकिन आपको उनका जो काम उन्होंने अहम काम किया है, वो चेयरमैन थे, वो जो रिफॉर्म्स कमेटी बनाई थी ऑन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रिफॉर्म्स, उसके उन्होंने रिकमेंडेशन दी किस तरह से एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव मशीनरी को स्ट्रीमलाइन किया जाए, इसको ज़्यादा एफिशिएंट बनाया जाए. तो कोशिश करें इसको इम्प्रूव करने की कोशिश करें.
You have a very pleasant personality. You have a good communication skill. It seems that you have only focused on your own subject and you have not read beyond. So you don't seem to have a lot of general knowledge or any knowledge beyond your field. In civil service, they are looking for generalists. So you need to have some general knowledge. ठीक है. इसके लिए अब जिस तरह आपने फेवरेट पर्सनैलिटी सबमिट कर दी हुई है, दे दी है
ये दे दी, साइकोलॉजिकल में दे दी थी.
इनके बारे में पढ़े. जसिंदा आर्डन को रिजाइन किए हुए क्या 2 साल हो गए डॉक्टर साहब?
जी मैम,
2 साल हो गए जसिंदा आर्डन.
2021 में शायद.
हाँ, तो 2 साल पुरानी खबर आपको नहीं पता, वो पता होनी चाहिए. अगर आपकी वो फेवरेट पर्सनैलिटी है, उसके ऊपर पढ़ो. क्यों उसने रिजाइन किया, न्यूजीलैंड की पॉलिटिक्स क्या है, क्योंकि न्यूजीलैंड की प्राइम मिनिस्टर थी, उसमें कौन सी पार्टीज हैं, ये कौन सी पार्टी की थी, उस पार्टी के क्या मसाइल थे, क्या ये पार्टी की खातिर रिजाइन किया है या ज़ातियात के लिए किया है, व्हाट आर द रीजन. यू शुड नो ऑल योर फैक्ट्स. इशरत हुसैन के बारे में भी आई कुड आस्क यू कि जी वर्ल्ड बैंक का जो सिविल सर्वेंट है वो स्टेट बैंक का होना चाहिए या नहीं. इज इट कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, डज इट सर्व योर नेशनल इंटरेस्ट. क्या जवाब देंगे उसका. सो क्रिटिकली एनालाइज करो. जब आपने पर्सनैलिटीज ले ली हैं, उनके ऊपर जो क्रिटिसिज्म है उस पर आपके पास लॉजिकल आंसर होना चाहिए. ठीक है. सेम गोज फॉर द बुक. जो आपकी फेवरेट है उसको गो थ्रू इट. बेकिंग, लर्न अबाउट हिस्ट्री ऑफ बेकिंग. कहाँ से आगाज हुआ, अब कहाँ पे है, क्या तंदूर बेकिंग का हिस्सा है, नहीं है, किस तरह से बेकिंग इवॉल्व की, इटालियन क्या है, सारी आपको डिटेल पता होनी चाहिए. जो आपके ऑप्शंस हैं उन पे भी आपकी कोई ज़्यादा अबूर नहीं है, एक्सेप्ट फॉर ऑडिट एंड अकाउंटिंग. उसके आपने अच्छे जवाब दिए. सो बेटा अभी आपके पास टाइम है. Just focus. You can do it because you're a smart girl. You're intelligent, you're logical, you're articulate. You just need to fill up that gap. I wish you all the best.
हिना, मैं आपसे 2 बातें करूँगा. आपने क्रिकेट कभी देखी है? क्रिकेट खेलते हुए मैच क्रिकेट का एक ना बॉल होती है जिसे कहते हैं फुल टॉस. तो बैट्समैन के पास चांस होता है कि जोर से हिट करे. मैंने आपसे शुरू में पूछा ना कि आप और अकबर में क्या कॉमनलिटीज हैं. आप ऐसी फुल टॉस बॉल होती है. आप कहें कि आपको पता है आपके डिस्ट्रिक्ट में वो पैदा हुआ था
जी.
आपने क्यों नहीं बताया कि मैं भी उसी डिस्ट्रिक्ट में पैदा हुई, वो भी इसी डिस्ट्रिक्ट में पैदा हुआ. उसके नाम में भी अकबर है, मेरा नाम में भी अकबर आता है. ठीक है, उसमें लीडरशिप क्वालिटीज, मैं भी जॉब करूँ, ये तो फुल टॉस होती है। इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस जो है ना आपका टेम्पो सेट कर देते हैं इंटरव्यू में। तो जो है आप देखिए एक रैशनल क्या होती है, आप कराची से आए हैं इस इंटरव्यू में, देयर इज अ रीजन बिहाइंड कि आप ये चाह रहे हैं बिफोर अपेयरिंग दैट इंटरव्यू आपको आपके ड्रॉबैक्स और आपके एडवांटेजेस पता चल जाए। एडवांटेजेस, पहला एडवांटेज तो ये कि वहाँ पर भी आपको इसी तरह का माहौल मिलेगा, अब आप फेमिलियर होगी। दूसरा एडवांटेज ये कि आपको यहाँ पे अपने पहले से ड्रॉबैक्स पता चल गए, ठीक है। और अगर आप इन ड्रॉबैक्स पे वर्कआउट करेंगी, एक नोटबुक बना के अपने ऑप्शंस को और किस किस्म के आंसर्स, आपका पाकिस्तान इंडो पाक और अपने इंफॉर्मेशन बिल्कुल, लेकिन कुछ आपने जो आंसर पहले आपने किए उस ओवरऑल आपको मैंने एवेल्युएट किया है। अब जाके इन ग्रे एरियाज को फोकस करेंगी, देन इन योर फाइनल इंटरव्यू जो कि 14 को है, आप कुछ अच्छा परफॉर्म कर पाएंगे। और अगर टॉप के ग्रुप्स में जाना है तो इन एरियाज को आप इम्प्रूव करेंगी, तब आपकी वो जो लॉजिक है, ये रैशनल है, यहाँ पर आने की पूरी होगी। थैंक यू
सो मच, थैंक यू।
Welcome. Wish you all the best.
Thank you. Best of
Thank
luck.
you.